Hello friends and welcome to another episode of Figure Central. Today we're going to be looking at a new action figure by a new company named Mental Agent is the name of the company, and the figure is Zhenyi Lin Feng Jiao, also titled MAZ-01. I was very excited to share this with you guys. I've been waiting for this to come out and it's finally here. Don't know a lot about the story behind this, but it's supposed to be kind of like a ghost hunter or something like that if I'm not mistaken. So anyways, let's get to it. The box design is pretty much a matte design. It has a clear window to see the figure, some pictures on the sides and on the back and at the bottom. I was a little concerned because you hear the rattling. I hope nothing broke on the way over here. We're about to find out. So let's look at the accessories first, and then we will look at the figure in the end. Pretty neat. This is foam. The base. So it looks like two of the screws got loose, and that's what was making that rattling noise. Instructions and some stickers. The chainsaw has the yin and yang kind of design there. Very modern design, very clean. And then this is a hoof. This is made out of fabric here. Has a little metal ring there, and then plastic triangle here. Still maintaining the same type of color scheme, orange and gray. And here is the next piece. It looks like a tape gun. All right, let's go ahead and look at the hands. And last one here. This one does have a little bit of a kind of rough there between the index finger. All right, let's look at the faces. So here's this one right here. And let's go ahead and jump in the figure now so we can see the other hands and the other face expression. So here is the figure. So this is the face that the figure comes with. Some earrings that are similar to what we saw on the little thing here, except these are not fabric. This is plastic. This right here is fabric. And these are the hands that it comes with on the body itself. This right here is fabric. It even has a belt buckle that's made out of metal. Fabric and some print Mental Agent. Okay, well, let's look at the articulation. So we have it already popped out. Let's bring it back down again. This, by the way, all this, the top torso is more of a flexible plastic. Let's try the other side. it goes about the same height. This type of joint is very similar to the Tunchi Studio figures, where it has a little bit of play on the up and down here of the shoulder connection. All right, let's look at the rest of the arm. So here, it is double jointed elbow. So the shoulder here is really stiff. And because of that, this thing keeps popping off because of how stiff it is. See, if I move by itself, it is stiff. But then this right here, not so much. Let's move on to the neck real quick. So forward and back, left and right. The neck is moving individually. So it's not just a joint for the head, but it's the head, neck, and then it connects to the torso. Ab crunch. And that is the limit right there. And it does have a separation of the middle waist here with the upper torso. And same thing with the hips, so they are separate. They're not one complete piece. Let's look at the legs now. So that's forward. All the way to the top, that's crazy. And yeah, you totally see the connections there. So yeah, it's very flexible, but obviously that's showing way too much of the actual joint. I don't think I've ever seen a figure that the connector was that flexible. All right, so that can go sideways, backwards. Here's the knee. The calf can touch the leg or the upper thigh. The tension here feels fine. All right, and the ankles. So it looks like it's a ball joint. Go left or right. So can the figure stand on its own? And the answer is no. This figure cannot stand on its own. But that is unfortunate. The figure is not able to stand on its own. I really thought it was going to be able to, but nope, did not happen. Okay, well, let's go ahead and see if we can easily swap out the face and the hands. And I pop right out, no issues. Here's the replacement hand. And it went right in, no issues at all. The plastic on this is softer, very close to the Hazuki type that I love. So that's a plus. Now let's try to swap out the face. So the hair comes right off on both front and back. That's interesting, look at that. And now we have a bald character. Interesting, I've never seen that. It's a first. All right, well, let's go ahead and remove the face. And wow, this gets even more interesting. So there's the brain of the character. So the whole head comes off from the neck, and there's a brain there. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. All right, so because you have to sandwich it together, you have to really get it right, or else it won't go in correctly. So, okay. All right. Okay, I got it. It's not fully shut. All right, can't get rid of the gap now, apparently. All right, so we can put the hair back on. Okay, and there you go. That's the separate face now. That took a lot of work. I'm not sure about that. Okay, let's do a quick size comparison next to a neck action figure. next to a Marvel Legends action figure, next to a McFarlane action figure, next to a Figure Arts action figure. So this figure is pretty tall, 7 inches tall. All right, friends, well, final thoughts on this. So we'll start with the positives. Love the accessories, love the chainsaw, the tape gun, the little lantern. They all kept this cohesive design that you see here of the orange and gray. So that's just, love it. Great job on that. They did an excellent job on the designs for that. Quality looks great. Paint job is awesome. Love the extra hands that they gave us. Love the little heart hands. That was great as well. I love that they did make the clothing out of fabric. I wish that this part right here was not, it's kind of just printed on. So it's not like the fabric itself kind of has a white and then black. It's just kind of printed. So it makes it look a little cheap. I wasn't too crazy about that. Also, another thing that I noticed this particular phase, the teeth here, that's plastic. So it's not painted white. So on the inside of the face plate, that plastic does not allow the whole thing to kind of come together. So there's a big gap. And the head is able to stay, or the face is able to stay in place because the hair kind of, when you put it together, it kind of holds it. But that's something that the plastic inside needed to be shaved down more so that it would perfectly align. So that was a miss there. And another thing that I don't want to miss is the way that they designed the head. The back part of the head not connecting to the neck really made it problematic to be able to switch out the faces because you have to sandwich that into the neck every single time. And it was just frustrating in the end. And also these shoulders, they're just way too tight. And so because of that, it kept popping out of socket. And lastly, I was happy with the plastic that they used for the hands. So I didn't have to use a heat gun. It just pops right in and it stays in place. It doesn't fall off. So that's great. I do like the flexibility that they gave us with the hips. That's something that I haven't seen. So that's really out there as far as how flexible it is. But it comes at a cost. You can see the joints inside and everything, how the figure is connected. So you can choose not to go that far and intense and hide it, or you can choose to just make the figure itself do a really crazy pose. But at least they give you that option, so that's cool. And last thing, I wish that the figure would have been able to stand on its own. But again, this is the first time this company has made a figure. I like what they're bringing to the table. I hope that they fix the things that I just mentioned in their next figure, but I will definitely be supporting them. I'm always for supporting new companies, venturing out and giving us new content and creating unique pieces like this. So overall, for me, it gets a solid 8. Let me know if you picked this one up and what are your thoughts. Have you also experienced the same issues? I'm really curious to see if it was also across the line that people are having the problems that I just mentioned. If you like what you see, please like, comment, or share. Or even better, please consider a small donation in the form of subscription. I would really appreciate it. Help my channel grow. Until next time, my friends, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Take care and bye-bye.